This is alternative political analysis, and this short video will be on the Middle Eastern proxy war between Iran and the Saudi-Israel Gulf Council alliance. Now, there is a racial divide at play here between Aryan Caucasian and Semitic Caucasian, and that extends as an ethno-cultural divide between Persian and Arab, and there's also a religious divide between Shia and Sunni, and there's the control of the Organisation of Petroleum Exporting Countries at stake, which is basically the international oil cartel. Now, let's compare Iran with the alliance. Iran, which has an economy worth 1 trillion, is facing off against Saudi Arabia with an economy of $1.7 trillion, Israel $300 billion, United Arab Emirates $667 billion, Qatar Emirate, that is worth $334 billion, Kuwait, which is worth $301 billion, and Bahrain, which is worth $66 billion. So that whole alliance against the single nation of Iran. Now, economically, it looks like the Wahhabi and Zionist alliance is just picking on the Aryan nation. But let's compare militaries now. Iran has 913,000 military personnel. Now, compare this with the alliance. The biggest military in the alliance is Israel's at 649,500 military personnel in total. And after Israel, Saudi Arabia has the biggest military within the alliance at 249,000 military personnel. Now, when you compare the other Gulf Emirates to the military of the Aryan nation, the disparity is quite humorous. The United Arab Emirates have 51,000 military personnel, which is a little bigger than Kuwait's 46,300 military personnel, which is over double of Bahrain's 19,460 soldiers available to them, which is still nearly double of the Qatari Emirates 11,800 soldiers. So the smaller 4 countries in this alliance, let's not kid ourselves, the Free State Army would walk through them. So it's basically Iran versus Israel and Saudi Arabia. Now, this manifests itself in proxy wars across the region, one of them being the Syrian war, which has killed over 500,000 people. Over 150,000 Syrian forces killed, 1,600 members of Hezbollah have been killed. 500 Iranians have been killed. Though, thankfully, over 146,000 Wahhabi terrorists have been killed in the Syrian war. Another significant death toll is that 3,300 Kurds have been killed in the conflict. America, Britain, France, Saudi, the Gulf Council, Israel, Turkey, and Jordan all supported the Wahhabis with finance, arms, and political cover. And among this lovely Wahhabi coalition, there is ISIS, Al Qaeda, Ansar al Sharia, the Islamic Front, though the Western media might tell you they are called the Free Syrian Army. They are not, they're called the Islamic Front. And a group that is known as Arar al-Sham or Arar al-Sham. Either way, whatever title they go by, they're just another far-right affiliate of Al Qaeda. In addition, America, Britain, France, EU nations such as the Netherlands and Belgium, Australia, all supported Kurdistan in this conflict as well, in what seems to be hedging their bets with regards to regime change. The aim was to get rid of the elected government of Assad, al-Baath, and the Syrian National Progressive Front coalition. It's not going to happen with the fall of Aleppo, but that was the aim. And Iran, Iraq, Russia, and China supported Syria. Now, Chinese involvement is interesting because in this conflict they are on the side of Iran, but if we look at the war in Yemen, China supports the Wahhabi coalition, because in the Yemeni war it is the Houthis versus the Saudis, the Gulf Council, Jordan, Morocco, Senegal, Sudan, and Israel, who all support the Wahhabi coalition on the ground. Let's not kid ourselves. But they are also supported by America, Britain, France, and China. And the coalition is on the side of ISIS, Al Qaeda, and once again Ansar al Sharia. And all those powers thought it was worth 10,200 deaths in the smallest and weakest Arab country on the peninsula, which is quite frankly disgusting, and it shows you the hatred they have in advancing their anti-Aryan agenda.